Good afternoon and welcome to This is Private Practice. It's Wednesday, which is awesome because yesterday was Tuesday, which means tomorrow's Thursday, and Joe knows how to read a calendar. So we have some success happening there. How's your day been? It's the end of a Wednesday for us here in Australia. Some people commonly refer that to a hump day. I don't necessarily feel humpy at all. Is that a word? Just made Sophie laugh. She may have even done that snort thing that we can do sometimes. Hey, Carol, lovely to see you again. It's been a big day here again today. I've done quite a lot of delivery and some what I would call heavy delivery. So there's been some intense stuff going on for some of my clients and some difficulties they have making sense of where they're at in their world, both clinical clients and also coaching clients. But I'm getting this overall sense that people are tired, which tends to happen at the end of the year. We all feel a little bit worn out. If you're in Australia, we've got school holidays coming to an end, and sometimes it can be exhausting even thinking that school holidays are ending. I personally love the fact that I don't live my life by school terms anymore. In fact, I avoid them because that's when peak travel costs are experienced here in Australia. Hello, Kelsey Pope. It's lovely to see you again. But I wanted to talk about something else today, and I want to talk about cash flow. And specifically, I want to talk about how my self-esteem has been tied up in my perception of how I manage my cash flow. If this is happening for me, I'm assuming then that it's happening for other people. Every time I feel like I am not managing our cash flow, so when we have more expenses in the business than we have cash coming in, I get a bit nervous, nowhere near as nervous as I did 2 years ago or even 12 months ago. But there is this nagging thing inside of me that suggests that I'm a failure. It suggests that I'm not good enough, and who am I to think that I can run a business? But cash flow is a flow, and sometimes we have public holidays which interrupt cash flow. Here in Australia, we have our EFTPOS machines go down if you're a Telstra customer, so that interrupts cash flow. We have bank holidays. We have people who don't pay. We have people who pick up an error on an invoice and then don't pay us for another 28 days after we've issued an invoice. Sometimes we have bad debt because we made poor decisions. But overall, is your cash flow a reflection of who you are as a person? Well, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that cash flow is a skill that we can learn, how to manage the ebbs and flows in our business, how to manage how much money we spend with how much money we come in, because ideally we would like more money coming in than we're spending. But as your business grows, as the amount of transactions you complete on a daily basis grows, as you have more moving parts in your business, it's not going to happen that way. We can't expect to have this nice, neat little package where on a Monday this happens, and a Tuesday that happens, and on a Wednesday all this cash comes in. Unfortunately, money has more to do with human behavior than we would like to think. Money actually has emotions attached to it because money is attached to humans. So when people say it's just a business transaction, got to kind of, no emotions involved. It's just a business transaction. My hackles go up because I'm like, hang on a minute, businesses are operated by people and people have emotions and we can't ignore them. As much as Joe would like to ignore emotions most of the time, I know I can't, and that's not healthy. So for anyone who is feeling a pinch at the moment around cash flow, number one, you're not alone. If you've been in business for more than 2 weeks, you possibly got some cash flow stuff going on. And it's your responsibility to work out how your flow works. It's our responsibility to know when we have peak times and when we have slow times, and then we mitigate the slow times. It's our responsibility to make sure that we're putting enough away for tax. It's our responsibility to make sure that we're meeting all of our compliances. It's no one else's responsibility but ours. It concerns me greatly when I meet people who spend every cent that they get into their business without consideration for taxation, insurances, compliance, and professional development. So I assume that I'm speaking to the converted and the people who know how to manage money on this call. So this is not to make you feel guilty or ashamed at all. What I want to do is normalize that challenges with cash flow happen to everyone. They happen to really big businesses. They happen to small businesses. It's happening all around us. One of the things that I've learned over my 46 years of being on this planet is if I don't manage my personal finance as well, then I don't manage my business finance as well. So one of the key things we all need to be doing is making sure that we've got a sound understanding of what it costs us to live. So then we can create a business or an income stream that allows us to meet their need. I spent a really big chunk of time talking to a rehabilitation client today who is terribly confronted by how much income he needs to bring into his household to help him meet his obligations and the impact that that is having on his ability to recover. It's an incredibly important question that we all need to ask ourselves, but it's one that we shy away from because we tend to get anxious about it. I can assure you, you will make yourself sick and you will become more anxious if you don't address it. You can always learn how to make more money. It's not always about cutting things out, which is what most of us are afraid of, is I'm going to miss out on something. What if the solution is how to make more as opposed to how to spend less? I do think I have some lessons to learn in how to spend less, let me assure you, but I don't think that that is a way you grow a business. Just putting it out there. So your cash flow is not a reflection on who you are as a human being. Your cash flow management is a skill you can learn, and it's up to us to go learn how to do that. The other thing is just be aware of all the specials coming into your inbox and on the radio. If anyone listens to that, I don't, and on television. You don't have to buy things this week. Nobody says you have to buy anything. If you've been smart enough to go, I'm going to wait for the sales to get a good price and I've got the money put aside, awesome. But please don't fall into the pressure of feeling like you have to buy because there's the incredible sense of urgency out there in the greater world. It's a sales tactic. Don't fall for it. So there we go. Wednesday afternoon, a little bit of tough love stuff and things from Joe. I am working from the city tomorrow, so we'll see how we go with it. This is private practice. I've got a fairly large meeting that I'm involved in. When I say large meeting, there's a lot of people going to be there, a lot of suits going to be in this meeting tomorrow. And right now I actually don't own one that fits, so that will be interesting. So my this is private practice tomorrow might be around how I manage my corporate attire. I'm not quite sure how long this meeting is going to go for tomorrow. So if you don't see me, know that it went longer than 2.5 hours. Wishing you all a fantastic end to the week. If some of you are signing off now and you're ready to go and start your Thanksgiving celebrations, I wish you a lovely time with family, friends, and loved ones. And I look forward to catching up with you all again very soon.